Hey guys, GoForce Online. Just bringing you an update about the Twitch drop from Elder Scrolls Online. So they've officially now announced the Markarth DLC. So it will be on PTS on Monday the 21st. So that's like 2 days away. So very quick turnover for that one. A few things they've changed though. They're introducing a solo arena. So like Maelstrom Arena. So first time in about 5 years that they've introduced an arena, and a bit of different setup. I really like how they've set it up. It's not really follow step A then B. It's not really feeling like levels. Feels a lot more engaging. There also the prologue quest is back up. Haven't tried it again yet, but last few times I would go there and Gwendis wouldn't be there, or and they also still called it the Darkstorm DLC. So I'll take a look later on to see if the prologue quest is back into action. They're launching the Lost Treasures event on September 23rd. So we don't have a lot of information on that yet, but it seems to be a massive collection of doing the excavation, so hunting for those mythic items and that kind of stuff. So they've got a big event running for that on the 23rd. Now the Witches Festival, the Undaunted and New Life Festivals have all been confirmed. We don't have specific dates yet, but it will definitely come through. So the arena, the solo arena is called Vateshran Hollows Arena. And it will be in Markarth. So very interesting to look at that on Monday, so 21st is that one. And it really brings all of Tamriel together. So not brings Tamriel together, it brings the entire story together with the from what they've been telling story-wise for this year. There will be a new buff introduced, or a debuff really. So it is called Brittle. And at the moment it can only be applied with the Frost Staff. So we'll know more once the patch notes are live. So apparently if you have a if you apply a chilled status effect with a Frost Staff, you apply the Minor Maim as you do normally, but you also apply this Brittle, which increases the target's critical damage taken. So a bit of an interesting thing there, trying to make Frost Staff a bit more tankier. Sorry, not a bit more tanky, a bit less tanky, a bit more damage orientated, and they are going to have this skill as a taunt instead of having the heavy attack. Discussed that in one of my previous videos, so they're definitely going through with that, and I think that's excellent because the Triforce passive has just never been activated. Because if you equip a Frost Staff, all of a sudden you've gone from doing damage to actually tanking in game. Alright, so then also the battlegrounds, so they're going to be doing the solo queue and group queue. So group queue is the system we originally had in place, and then you can also solo queue. If you're just playing around solo, then solo queue would definitely work better because it is unorganized, whereas group queue people can get a lot more organized and do well with that. A few quality of life changes that have been really good. So now if you're on a crafting station and you have an active writ for that crafting station, so it's like clothing, blacksmithing, all that kind of stuff, then it will actually show up on the side, so you can see, alright, this is the item that I need to craft and can I craft it at the time. So it'll just make that running through your writs every day a lot faster, a lot easier. They're also applying filters in your inventory, and thank goodness for that. It's about time. So now if you click on armor, then you have all the armor pieces coming up. So now you can start filters. Alright, I only want head pieces. Alright, I only want this. And they're also introducing text, so you can say, alright, Necro. Alright, Necropotence comes up, or search for something else. So it's going to make managing your inventory a lot better. And they're introducing a, I can't remember the system they called it now, but this is interesting. I understand why they did it, but I'm not sure how people are going to feel about it. So you have a kind of sticker book or an inventory log of all the items that you've equipped that is bound to you. And what it allows you to do is that, let's say I equip a helmet from a set piece that is bound, then I destroy that helmet, I will have a chance using a transmute station and transmute crystals to reconstruct that helmet. And I can reconstruct it in a different trait. I can also reconstruct it in a different style piece. So it's going to make it interesting because I can clear up my inventory. You know, at the moment my banks are running full. We've got people who have characters that do nothing but just hold items because, you know, changes in the future might say, alright, well this set is now better than that one, but now I have to go farm that set again. So now you will have a log of all the sets that you have acquired. And it is weapon specific, so let's say I have a restoration staff of a, let's say, Necro, then only can reconstruct the restoration staff. So you have to find that particular item, but once you have it and you don't need to use it, you don't have to keep in your bank for possibly needing it in the future. You can clear that out and then just reconstruct it from the new window they're introducing. And so the reconstruction starts at about 75 crystals, so fairly expensive. And but they reconstruct in the rarity was found. So if it's monster pieces, then they come in purple, but if it's just overland pieces, then it comes in green. And when you reconstruct it, you can also spend those extra resources to get it up to the rarity you wanted. And the other thing as well is you can deconstruct these reconstructed items for a full refund of the transmute crystals used. So let's say I didn't quite do it right, or I don't need this piece, I need that piece. You can deconstruct it, get that full 75 crystals back, and then use it for another item. So really good idea what they did with that. They're also increasing the amount of transmute crystals that you can hold. So for regular players, that's gone up to 500, and for ESO plus players, that is gone up to full 1000. So it's good because people are going to be farming transmute crystals even more than they are already. And they have mentioned they're going to change some things in PvE to make crystal farming easier there, because at the moment PvP is definitely the best place to get your transmute crystals. So they're going to be perking up PvE a little bit, just make that farming a little bit easier. I think this is really good in the fact that it will clear up bank space and that you don't have to hold so many items or at the same time. And so yeah, and also on their resources is going to be a lot cheaper, so their logs don't have to keep all these items in place. They just have a duplicate of it that you can then reconstruct so it goes back onto their servers. So yeah, all in all, I like what they're doing. So the quality of life changes are really good. The solo arena is a good introduction. I think we're getting sick of playing Maelstrom all the time, so having another solo arena is really good. The changes to the Frost Staff I'm really liking. Like, I'm a big fan of Frost Staff tanking and also doing frost damage as a damage dealer. So having that bit more of a split between, so you can choose to be a damage dealer or a tank without sacrificing too much of the other. So as well, with stats, they're going to be merging critical chance, so you're not going to have weapon critical and spell critical, it's going to combine into one. And they're also going to do this with penetration. So instead of having weapon penetration or spell penetration, you're going to have a combined stat for that. So interested to see how they're going to go about that. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Let me know what you think about this upcoming DLC. I will be running it on PTOs coming from Monday, and just go through a bit of the patch notes and see what I can decipher there. So a lot of item sets will be introduced. We're also getting 2 new mythic items, so it's a good time to be on ESO. Anyway, take care and be safe. Bye.